Will Ipswich Town be Premier League? It's the last Ipswich Town terrace talk. There's only one question on everyone's lips. Ian, are you going to do it? Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Are we going to do it? It's written in the stars somewhere.
Would you like to thank QPR first before we get into talking about your team?
Wow, what a result. I mean, you got to hand it to Leeds. They have given us so many chances to tie this up. And game again, we've kind of blown our lines on that one. I mean, Leeds fans just want us to put them out of their misery. But yeah, what a shock result that was. I don't know what happened. As a Leeds fan, I would not be impressed with the way they conducted themselves.
We're going to have a chat to a Leeds fan in a second. We've got a Coventry. We're going to talk about Coventry. Then we're going to talk about Huddersfield. And then obviously talk about the season as a whole and bringing our Leeds fan to fight it out. First of all, about that whole game, I went to Everton Brentford. I'm going to say I watched the most boring 90 minutes of football I think I've seen in a while with VAR, ridiculous lengthy delays. And then I sat in a pub and watched your game, and it was a breath of fresh air. It was, I think, one of the best Championship games I've watched probably all season. I think Coventry Leeds was good as well. But two teams, end to end, no dramas, no rolling around, no VAR. It's a cliche, but one advert for the Championship. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. It was, wasn't it? I mean, both teams had so much to play for, as in gaining. Neither of them had anything to really lose, I suppose. Consequently, the players played with a degree of freedom that, goalkeeping error gave Hull the third goal, but I don't think anybody could really deny the fact they deserved at least a point out of that. And it keeps it going to the last day with the playoffs as well.
Absolutely. Why make it money, boy? And of course, the goalkeeper owes you nothing, does he, this season? He's actually one of the reasons you're still within the chance, isn't he?
Exactly.
Being there. All right, then, let's talk about Hurst being back. What did you make of his performance?
Well, when I checked the team announcement of both Burns and Hurst, I remember we mentioned last week, I said it might potentially feature on the bench, but to be straight in starting was pretty good. And I listened to McKenna chat today, and he did say that there was a chance that Hurst and Burns could have been on the bench for the Middlesbrough game, but didn't want to push it. So, it was great to see him come back. I don't think it's any reflection on Kiefer Moore, because in my book, I see Kiefer Moore as a slight upgrade on Hurst, and I'm a really big Hurst fan as well. But he scored. So there we go. Welcome back. Here's a goal, and assisted by Wes Burns.
This video will go out just before the Coventry game, so we're going to have a chat about that game first of all. To do that, we're going to bring in our Coventry fan, Claudio from the Sky Blues TV. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening.
Any chance you're going to be lying down for Ipswich and giving them a point that they need?
The chances are we probably will, yeah. If there's anything to go by Saturday's performance, we're already in the departure land on our way to our holidays, I think. I don't think we're going to make much of an impression on Tuesday night. I'll be very surprised, but that's probably when we're most dangerous. We're not expecting much. Yeah,
you've still got QPR, haven't you, to come at home as well. So it's not quite your final last 2 hours. You're doing the lap around the pitch. Ian, which way round do you want these 4 points then? Prefer to beat Coventry?
Well, the fact is we need points at both games. I just want to get the win on Tuesday night. I don't want to be having to check what the score is at Elland Road. Yes, if we get a point tomorrow night, we've still got to win because we cannot rely on Southampton turning up. Let's get the 3 points on the table. And again, it would have been great to have done that against Hull, although I kind of thought that a draw was probably on the book. So, let's get those points early as soon as we can. And then we go into the Huddersfield game, happy that maybe a point is all we need.
To what extent, Claudio, do you think Ipswich have made a bit of a blueprint for other teams, such as yourselves this season?
Yeah, I think it shows you what you can achieve if you've got a togetherness, which I think we have, but I've actually got a squad that's been together a while. And I think that's what's been their key, really. They come up and, in the blaze of glory, really, didn't they? They've just carried it on. You can't do anything but admire it, And in some ways, I'm glad it is Ipswich, because it'd be hard to admire it if it was some other teams. You kind of begrudgingly sort of go, oh, yeah, they're doing well. But I think because, Ipswich Town, just like ourselves, been out the top flight for a long time, you feel like they deserve to go back up there again, which is how we feel. So hopefully, what Forest took so long to get back, Ipswich took so long to get back, Leeds a few years ago took so long to get back. Maybe we'll do it next season. It feels there's a cycle happening here, and I think we deserve a crack at it as well. But they've been great, haven't they?
It's absolutely amazing. And this brings two of the league's best managers together, I think, in this clash as well, in Robbins and McKenna. Any injuries for you, Claudio? Anything that concerns you, or are you full strength on Tuesday?
I think Ben Sheaf might be missing. Victor Torp is missing, I think. Kitchen is suspended. Binks is injured. Latiberio was limping. I'm taking my kit just in case, because I think I could get a call up at this rate. We've got a few out, but you don't know with these arm managers nowadays. There's a lot of kidology, isn't there? Everyone expects people to be out, and then all of a sudden they're lining up. But and apart from the injuries, apparently we're all tired. So I can't say anything for an Ipswich win at this rate.
Okay. All right. Cheers, Claudio. We will catch up on your Claudio view, your Coventry view on your channel. Cheers very much. Ian, what's going to change from Hull to Coventry? Those defensive lapses need to be cut out, closing the ball down on the edge of the area quicker.
I would say that probably the game plan would be exactly the same. We knew that Hull are a very strong attacking team. They've got some great creativity. They play very similar to us with the width. I think with Coventry, the only thing that we really need to kind of pin down is Haji Wright and Ellis Sims, because he's a big guy up front, great target man. O'Hare falling in just behind him. It kind of looks like Chaplin supporting Hurst, really, doesn't it? So, the mistakes at the back, they can happen on any game and on any day. But I think that, the creativity out on the pitch, we'll see the same again. I think with Burns coming off against Hull, does he start on Tuesday? I'm not sure. I think he might rest him. So I think there may be a couple of personnel changes, but the tactic will be the same. So I wouldn't be surprised, for example, if Marcus Harness gets a cameo appearance or even starting on Tuesday night, because he's a strong player. We need to rest the legs from Saturday, ready for next Saturday, just in case we need to get those points.
If it's 1-1 with 10 minutes to go, what would you do? Stick or twist?
I would have to stick, because you can't take Huddersfield for granted. You can't just say, well, Huddersfield aren't going to turn up because they've got nothing to worry about. We have to bank that 1 point and go on the fact that our home form should see us through with a win. That's the 4 points we need. Do you suddenly send the goalkeeper forward in the last minute of the game when you're drawing 1-1? I'll actually probably love to go up, but I think no. We would take the point if that was what was on offer.
Okay. All right, let's bring in our Huddersfield fan then. Mark, good evening, Mark. So commiserations on the weekend, but you are Leeds' last chance now. You in Coventry, so every Leeds fan becomes a Huddersfield Town fan this weekend. Suppose you can have any sympathies at all for Leeds. Any chance that Huddersfield might just surprise us with this one, or is this a straightforward 3-pointer?
No, I really don't care for Leeds. It'd be like asking Ipswich, "Oh, do you want Norwich to do you fit?" No, balls. I think it's been on table for a while with Town, and it's just been rubbish. Brian Wright's come in a 1-1 game in 10. Everyone's down tools. No one looked interested at weekend. That game had 1-1 written all over it, didn't it? From the start to finish, and that's killed Town this season. We drew 1-1 with Ipswich early in the season, but I just think if you've got a promotion party going on at home, I think Ipswich will win.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think we'll get the 4 points for need. I think Leeds will bottle it at Elland Road just because the pressure. I've seen Leeds a few times at Elland Road this season. The pressure is unbelievable at that stadium, and I think Southampton will turn up, nick a draw, and I think Ipswich will be up.
Okay.
And Leeds will play Southampton in playoffs, which I predicted probably about 7 months ago. I must admit, without sounding really weird here, I did think that this would be a relegation battle right at the start of the season. And the way Ipswich came up, just like, actually, we had a good start, but just like, no, we'll drop off eventually. And then I thought Town, Ipswich, Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke would all be battling for this. And I'd be down as a winner goes up and a winner stays up and loser goes down. Unfortunately, Town and Rubbish have already been relegated, but it just shows what Claudia were on about earlier, how that crest of a wave kind of thing is really, really important. You've seen it with Sunderland, you've seen it with Ipswich, Luton. You see all these teams having really strong seasons in League One, have a come up and we have a really good championship season, and that's just what Ipswich have done, and fair play to them. And I think biggest thing for them was buying Kiefer Moore. Making him out of Stewart signing in January, but most Ipswich Town player you're ever going to buy, and he came up with goals, didn't he? So fair play to him, congratulations. Right. But I think we'll be his easily.
Cheers for that, Mark. Okay, let me just play devil's advocate a second, because the Leeds fans watching this will want me to. Ian, your last 2 home games, Watford, the score was?
Yeah, was that 0-0? Yeah, 0-0.
And Middlesbrough, your last home game was?
Another draw, yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to be putting to you here.
It is. I mean, it's
you drew with Huddersfield earlier on, but you have dropped off at home.
That is. I mean, we take those early goals against us and then come back. But yeah, Norwich are going to claim the glory on this one, saying it's all down to the fact they beat us at Carrow Road. But I think the Watford game was an anomaly for me. I don't really understand what happened there. The Middlesbrough game, again, Middlesbrough needed that to kind of potentially sneak into the playoffs, and they were really good. Watford, I do not know how we did not beat Watford. It was a bit like the Maidstone game. We absolutely hammered their goal, and it just didn't go the way we wanted on the night. A bit like earlier in this season when we played QPR at home as well with a 0-0 draw. So yeah, like I said, we can't just write Huddersfield off. Although I did read today on a couple of forums that there are a number of Huddersfield fans who are coming down who are actually going to cheer for Ipswich. I was like, okay. And then I think it's just the case they want us to win because they want Leeds not to go up. I mean, that kind of shows the animosity between the towns.
Yeah,
I just think that ultimately Town have got nothing to play for on Saturday. There's nothing there. So why not celebrate Ipswich going up? We're all down there. It'll be a promotion party. And none of us like Leeds. We're not really bothered about Leeds. I've been asked all day, do you want Leeds to go up? I'm like, no, don't. So there we are.
All right. Cheers, Mark. Thank you very much. All right. Enjoy your trip to Ipswich. And that just leaves us.
We can get a prediction of a score.
Well, I think he's predicted they're going to lose.
Yeah, that's a good enough. Yeah.
We'll get some. Let's bring in our Leeds fan and get the mood up in Yorkshire. Steve, you've been listening to all of that. Thoughts?
Firstly, for people not to care about Leeds, that's all they're talking about. So I've got to say that straight away. But no, I mean, Ian, you made some really good points at the start. We've dying to be giving this back to you, but whether it's about bottle jobs or not, whatever happens, no matter what stage of the season you're in, you cannot be losing 4-0 away at QPR. That was just an abysmal performance. And even if I wasn't confident of us winning, I never saw the wheels coming off the bus that bad. I mean, we've not had a team do anything like that to us all season. So half-arsed is putting it politely, and I will try and be as polite as I can on this, because Friday I definitely put the air blue. I can guarantee you all that. But no, fair play to Ipswich to continue building that pressure, but we've got to take some accountability. And you said about we want to be putting out of our misery. I agree. That was the first thing that I said. Can they just beat Hull on Saturday night, so I know that they can get a point and then it can be over and done with. And then you drew, I was like, now this is still actually possible. And I just sort of want to get my head in at the playoffs. So yeah, it's a really tough one, isn't it? But I can't see anything else but an Ipswich win against Huddersfield, and I definitely think they'll get a win actually against Coventry on Tuesday. I don't see that not happening. I think one of the main reasons that they failed to beat Hull was, yes, Hull did well, but also Friday night, fans really behind Hull. Sorry, Saturday night, fans really behind Hull and created a really good atmosphere at the stadium. And I don't think they'll have that sort of atmosphere to put with them a Tuesday night in Coventry.
Will you both be listening to the radio? We'll have you wireless with you in the stadium on Saturday to listen how the other game's going, Ian?
I'll be struggling to get a signal on my phone to kind of see how the game is, because there's some people don't want to know. They just want to focus on the pitch. And I'm kind of a foot in both camps. I kind of do like to monitor the games, but then I'm also a case of actually be better if I didn't know. Just, we need to win. If we win, who cares if Leeds scored 10? But I don't think I even have to check my phone. It will start to ripple around the ground if there's a goal. You'll sense the atmosphere. If it's 0-0 on Saturday at about 65 minutes, and we know that Leeds have gone up 1-0, I can guarantee that mood in the ground, it will start to filter around very quickly. And we're used to that. We've had that last year in the race for promotion from League One, so we can feed on that.
There was a little bit that I wanted to ask you about that, about the mentality monsters. You've been here, haven't you? You know those players know what pressure feels like at this level. So if it does get nervy, you say Leeds go 1-0 up and it's still 0-0. Do you think your squad have got the mentality to cope with that?
Yeah, last season, towards the end of League One, we had two really difficult away games at Peterborough and Barnsley. Barnsley, and Peter, both pushing to get in the playoffs. And everyone was saying you'd be lucky to get a point at either of those. And we went away and won at both. I mean, we went to Barnsley away on an evening game and smashed them 3-0, and it was just carried that momentum on into the next games. And then when Exeter came down the Portman Road, we needed a win and absolutely annihilated them 6-0. So, yeah, I think that knowing that we shouldn't fear the big games, and like Hull was a big game. Yeah, we only got a point, but it's 1 point more than what Leeds got. And that's the way I think a lot of the players are looking at it. We've progressed up the table. So now, rather than being a point behind Leeds, we're on level points. We've still got the game in hand, and we just need to keep chipping away. And hopefully the timing has worked out absolutely perfect for a Saturday.
Okay. All right, let's bring our fans back in and let's get lots of score predictions for this one. Let's bring back our Huddersfield fan, our Coventry fan, and let's also bring our Southampton fan in as well. And we'll have a merry old dance this hugely, for the neutral, got to say. I mean, I know each of you is fed up of the pressure and just wants it over with, but we are loving this as neutrals. Well, let's do Coventry versus Ipswich first. Claudio, you go.
I can't see us getting anything more than a draw, but I think Ipswich will get the win. I think they'll do us 2-1, 2-0. I think they'll just have too much. If it was the roles were reversed and we had to go to Portman Road thinking we could really do with a win and got a chance to go up, you'd back your team, wouldn't you? So no, I think they wouldn't want to risk going into that last game needing something more than a draw, basically, because football can kick you up the backside when you least expect it. And I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if all the remaining games end up being draws, because that's what happens, isn't it? It's just bizarre. And but I think we'll lose. I think we'll probably lose 2-1.
Okay. Just got Ian?
Yeah, I think that there'll be a few chats about the goalkeeping tactics. I think we'll be really pinching in the back to kind of keep them tight. And I would like to think we can get a 2-0 win on the road. So a clean sheet, set it up nicely for a promotion party at Portman Road.
Okay. Steve, any words of encouragement to Coventry?
Please. No, I think I agree with Claudio. I think it is going to probably be an Ipswich win. I can see it being a tight win. I do think, yes, Ipswich need a win, and then if Huddersfield helped us out like they did a few years ago when they helped us get promoted under Elliott Smith-Rowe with that goal, but I just don't see them winning and then not being able to win at home against Huddersfield. And like Mark said previously, Huddersfield have down tools, so I see Ipswich winning the last two games. I think they'll beat Coventry Tuesday 2-1, and then I think they'll put a few past Huddersfield on Saturday.
Okay. Mark, then go on. Then this is your last away game before you drop to League One. We're sorry to lose you, but what's your final prediction on this channel?
Oh, I reckon my coach journey back will be depressing. So I'm going like 3-0 to Ipswich.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to steamroll them. I think it'll be 4-0, maybe even more for Ipswich. It's one of those, 5-0 at half time against Exeter. I'm not saying that Huddersfield are that standard, but yeah, if we get our tails up, there's no stopping us. And I wouldn't be surprised to see 4-0 at half time and then take our foot off the pedal.
All right, the last thing that Ipswich fans need to hear then is what sort of shape Southampton are in, because a Southampton goal at the weekend will be celebrated just as loudly as an Ipswich goal is. Let's talk to Joe. Joe, tell the Ipswich fans what chance you've got of stopping Leeds.
Well, after last week, I'm not giving us any hope, to be honest with you. I think after the last couple of results, I think Leeds are going to steamroll us, I think, probably. I mean, there is always an outside chance because it is Leeds. But yeah, I think quite possibly Leeds might do us over on Saturday, to be honest with you.
Okay, let's do a score prediction for that one. Steve?
Leeds Southampton, I think this is where we really need to just get over and done with the automatic promotion and start going in the playoffs with some real confidence. So I think Southampton will come up to spoil the party. I think they did us very good earlier in the season at St Mary's. I think they beat us 3-1. So I think we need a bit of revenge for that. So I'll go with a 2-1 lead on Saturday.
Okay, nice one. And Joe?
I can't see anything other than a 3-4-0 Leeds win, to be honest with you. Okay. I mean, yeah, as I said earlier, the results last week have given me zero confidence going into the playoffs.
I wish I had your optimism as a Leeds fan and you're the Southampton fan.
For me, it's quite funny, actually. My dad's a Leeds fan, so it's going to be quite interesting going into the final day, to be honest with you.
All right.
Well, you're the only team that out the top four. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we have to take accountability, but we did the double over Leicester, done the double over Ipswich, and you absolutely turned us over away earlier this year.
Yeah, it was out.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough game for us. I think you've got some players who can really get at us. I think you're sort of ready-made for us. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a much tighter game than you do, Joe, but I'll take a 4-0 lead with no doubt about it.
All right, thanks for that, fellas. So in summary, we're all predicting that the remaining games will be 2 wins for Ipswich and a win for Leeds, which, Ian, sees you in the Premier League.
There we go.
All right. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. Good luck against Southampton. Joe, enjoy the trip to Elland Road. Thank you very much. Claudio, good luck Tuesday night. We'll catch you about the QPR view later. And Mark will review what's going on with Huddersfield later. But for Ian, for now, good luck.
Yes, I'll be checking in with you live on Saturday.
Yeah. Yes, if you are an Ipswich Town fan, we are going live on Saturday after the games. Come in, give us your views, come and talk to us about what's happened. Good luck. Thanks, Ian.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
And if you're an Ipswich Town fan for the last time, comment below. Are you going to do it? The Championship, with the exception of Norwich fans, all hopes you do. Good luck.